Okay. Okay, so let's start. Let's start with some history, because at the beginning NetLand was a side project. So what was the first band in London, and why did you choose to focus solely on NetLand?
Yes, in 12 years ago, Natasha and me we created a folk rock band Ilande. Yes, it was something close to Irish and medieval music. It's in a rock sound. It's not folk rock music, so. But this was originally the songs. We ourselves made all the songs and music for this. And by the way, we even recorded 3 albums with Yolanda and filmed several videos. Yes, but I don't know. I cannot find them in internet now. I, I need to dig deeper, and you can find all our music on the Bandcamp or other web stores to track the evolution of our music from Ilande to Nitland. Because in 2030, yes, yes, in 2030, our son Yuri was born, and for some time we had to reduce our musical activity. Yes, but in fact, by that time we were already close to the fact that our music had already changed. It's just starting in maybe in 2011 we started to a more epic and Nordic sound, ethnic Nordic sound. The search for new forms of sound, the developments of new musical instruments, all this ultimately led us to the creation of Nitland in the fall of the 2030. The first compositions, because it was just instrumental without voice. So the first compositions for Nitland were recorded, which eventually became the basis of our first album of Nitland.
And on the first few albums of Netland, Netland was a full band. There were also Silicki and Titkov. So what happened to them? How did Netland become a duo?
Yeah, I will. I don't know when you find this information, because Nitland always been a duo. So Nitland always was just our family. Natasha, like composer, and after all the songs, and me, like the sound engineer and musician. So just 2 people. But our son already have plans to join the band in few years. So, as a musicians, I explained the guys you told them. As a musicians, just join us only for live concerts. That is, we always made and still make all studio work together in our home studio. So we ourselves composing and recording all music and all instruments, with maybe rare exceptions. But in the concert lineup of the band, right now it's 3 people. This is Natasha, this is me, and our drummer Alexander Roslyakov. So if we tell about Sergei Silitsky, he was our drummer over 2 years, and Titkov Vladimir played with us is little more than 1 year. So now the guys are pursuing their own careers not related to music, but also in any case they still our good friends. So and just upcoming Saturday, we have plans to celebrate together with guys. Have plans to celebrate the release of our new album. So we keep the friendship with guys. It's not matter we playing right now together or everyone moving his own parts. So usually session musicians are not only, it's very important for us. Our session musicians, not only the professional of the musical instrument, but these guys are also our good friends, people who can completely trust both on the stage and in life. So.
And before the ritual, you created a new version of Ballad of Gjallarhorn. So why did you came back to this song?
So well, actually, we were little bored because the ritual was already recorded, the videos were shot, and we just sitting and waiting for release. It was, yes, it was the very lot of time.
So it was because of boredom.
Yes, yes, yes. In the first year, and the Ballad of Gjallarhorn was written by us maybe 4 years ago, and for me, I always wanted to make some changes to it, and just this winter we had enough time to do it, and we just completely retouched the song and made it into the acoustic, made it into lyrical and ballad sound, but at the same time retaining some elements of this old sound. So this is always simple.
So when did you start working on a new material that ended up in Ritual?
Yeah, the album Ritual was already ready in October 2020. So, and then we just working on the clips and content video, different videos for promotion of this album. Well, actually, we had no goal of releasing the next album quickly. It's just then when the pandemic began, the world was locked up, tour was cancelled and postponed, festivals the same, performance for future years. And we don't like to sit to just sitting and for constantly spend time working on our music and different projects. And since there was a lot of free time, we returned to our studio and created Ritual album. Yes, the new album is almost entirely the creative work of course, of Natasha. If in previous release, the main ideas and compose works, and it came from me. Then in the album Ritual, I was engaged only in the technical side and recorded some instruments that I only play. Natasha created the album Ritual completely independently, from instrument parts to arrangements and mixing. I'm just help her for working technically. So we decided to do this right after I heard the first song that she wrote for the album, and it was the track Ritual. I think it's cool, her creative potential. It's very great, and Natasha showed it very well in the new album.
So Ritual is your first album for Napalm Records, one of the biggest music labels in Europe. So did you felt any pressure that you need to surpass the previous works?
Oh no, of course no, no pressure. Napalm Records does not make any pressure with. They does not interfere with our creative process in any way. Then, when it comes to the creative process, there simply cannot be any pressure. We create music without thinking that we need to surpass or get ahead of something. This is simply not possible. This is just creativity. Music is born from inspiration and mood, and it's just that in the case of the Ritual album, we decide to go in a more traditional direction, excluding experiments. Probably we just became a little bit out of experiments and we needed to rest creating something exactly traditional if we talk about sound, and that's all. And yes.
And in May, we could hear Hail Sow, which was like an intro for the entire album. So whose idea was to release something like that?
Yeah, it was because we was bored. Yeah, yes, I think you could say that. Natasha and I came up with this track and video exactly as an intro to the ritual. The idea just came to our minds, and in just a couple of days we recorded and mixed the track, and the next day we went to the forest and shot this video. I don't know, probably we just felt that we needed to do something like that, just to tell to our fans that is what all awaits there very soon. And yes, we it was a lot of free time. We processed different ideas and we decided to make it.
And why it didn't end up in the album? The Hail Sow song.
Ah, it's we didn't plan it's like a full song. It's like the short promo video with music. For showing the new sound, for showing our fans the new concept of upcoming album. And it's all. Maybe we already discussed with Natasha. We already talked about. Maybe we will make Hail Sow the full-fledged song, but it will. I think it maybe will be in the next album. But this album, it's we decide to not took this song for new album.
And the full album at the beginning of Ritual, we can hear the sounds of Siberian nature. So how did you record it? For example, the Raven Calls, were you running around with a microphone? Was it a pure coincidence?
So yeah, no, we didn't know that just when the songs was recorded, we decided that the crows should sound here. We use sound of nature in our music very often. So in the very first album, this is directly part of our music. It was, yes, it was from the first songs from the first albums, and we just went into the woods or into the rivers banks and recorded the crows on our studio recorder. It's a very high quality sound recorder we're using, and once we recorded the sea, a sound of the sea in Norway. It was 3 years ago. Yes, it was just an hour and a half that the recorder recorded the sound of the waves, so that later we could use it in our music. And the same, sometimes I can hear a rhythm of the raindrops, and I'm recording it to recorder, and and we can use it like the something rhythmic. And if you will check our album Odal, yes, it's album of 2018, you can find a song that building on the steps to the snow, with the sound steps on the snow. It's a rhythmic, and from this rhythmic, the song built around this rhythm. And yes, I'm just take a metronome to my headphones and just walking to the snow recording it. And after we use it like the rhythm for new song, it's just very atmosphere. I think the nature sound perfect, and this first of all helps us in working on new songs. We just listen to nature bird song, the rhythm of rain and thunder, just the sound of wind in the top of the trees. For us, I think the live music, it's live music around us in the nature. Therefore, we include in our songs those sounds of nature. It's melody with most emphasis of our ideas, helps in the implementation of these ideas, helps people better understand that we want to say with our music. So I think yes, this is.
And most of the Netlands instruments are handmade by you. So how did your adventure with that craft started? What was the first instrument that you created?
Yes, many of the instruments we played were created by ourselves, not only by me, but Natasha, she made instruments too. I made my first tagelharpa in 2030, and it was very big instrument. I cannot show it. It's really big instrument and a great first experiment. Then, just by practicing it, I few more were created, some were successful, some were not. Now I have the four, yes, four tagil harpas in my collection. Three of them we made ourselves, and one was presented to us during a Midland tour in the United Kingdom 2 years ago. Yes, at concerts I played this tagil harpa. Yes, this instrument Natasha made for me for my birthday 3 years ago. This is my concert instrument. It's really it's I think it's an instrument with a really perfect sound because just today I'm playing on my old instruments, and yes, it's still my still my main instrument, I think.
That I assume that it was that one that was used on a playthrough video.
Yes,
That you released.
yes, on this, yes, this is.
And recently, I've seen that you built a new Tagelharpa. So how long did it took to build it from the scratch?
Oh, yes, right now I'm working on a new instrument. It's almost ready for final assembly, but now I want to dry it out in maybe 4 or 5 days. We need, because right now it's very rainy weather outdoor. Usually August in Western Siberia it's very rainy, and I need to have a few days for make my instrument more dry, to allow the coating and glue to dry completely. And if we talk about them making instruments, this is not so difficult enough. You just need good material, good wood, and the necessary tools for work. But the most interesting thing when you are working on a new musical instrument is that you cannot imagine his voice until the work is completely completed. Each instrument, as I told earlier, each instrument has its own original sound, richness of timbre, overtones. Much depends on the wood and its quality. Good, good wood is hard to find, or otherwise you could put it on the production stream. I consider cedar, cedar to be one of the best types of wood for making musical instruments. I think it's my choice. It's usually sound great. At my concert, this instrument I'm playing already several years, and which last 3 albums have been recorded. It made from the one piece of pine that has been dried for over 50 years. Yes, Yes, it's very old. He's older than me. If we'll talk about the wood for this instrument, it's really older than me. So, and this is, I think, this is um, one of the main reason that's perfect sound of this instrument. It's very dry wood.
And on the ritual, you can hear many interesting sounds. For example, in the birth of Shaman, there's this weird percussion-like sound. So what is it? It sounds like.
I will show you. I will show it to you. It's yeah. It is not a percussion. It's a mouse harp. It's this instrument.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it sounds like. I think you asked about this instrument, yes?
No. There was something that resembles like you were hitting something like wood.
Oh, it's something like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just wood. It's just drumsticks.
So only drumsticks.
Yes, it's only drumsticks and microphone. Yes. Yes, we have a lot of usually when we're working on music and we decide to just yes, I will open to you one small secret. Today we worked on the new song maybe for next album of Midland, and yes, the same way we're looking for different sound, for interesting, because every song must have the original sound, and not I cannot use my tagil harp for all songs because this is instrument not for all songs. And the same, I cannot use the mouse harp or Jew harp for all songs because it's too. It's not for all songs, and yes, we decide for those songs. It's the best, one of the best way.
It's easy but effective.
Yeah.
And during an European tour, you've been using a chop of wood instead of drums. So do we have some unorthodox ideas in ritual?
Yes, of course, and this would not has not gone anywhere. All our traditional instruments remained in place. It's drums and percussion, and of course wood and Jew harp and tagil harp. And from the new instruments on album Ritual, you can hear dombra. It's an instrument from Kazakhstan, because we live just 100 kilometers from Kazakhstan. It's not far from us, and we use the Kazakhstan dombra. It's presented in a couple of tracks of the Ritual album. It has a very characteristic step sound and fits well with the concept of the new album.
And in the Fires of Ragnarok, we have a tambourine with a very distinctive sound. So what is it exactly?
We have a lot of different. We have we have 4 different frame drums. Like you name it tambourine, we call it frame drums. Yes, it's we have 2 in this room and 2 in the bedroom. Yes, and we just yes, it's big with leather, big leather tambourine frame drum. It's shamanic drum.
And what about the specific type of whistle that we can hear at the beginning of a Grota song? So,
yes, it's not whistle. It's Natasha's overtone vocal techniques. Yes, she's just she's used this in this song, and yes, because when I heard the first time I think too it's something like high whistle sound. And I didn't recognize that. Later, she's show me one just one track with this sound, and yes, this is her voice.
So, so it's just her voice.
Yes, yes.
So both songs, the Fires of Ragnarok and the Grota song, are inspired by Norse mythology. So what is so special in Norse mythology that it inspired a musician all the way in Siberia?
Yes, it's always simple. We are me and Natasha. We are historians, but we are academical historians by education and studying in university. We studying history of the northern cultures and northern European cultures, Vikings period, and fall of the Roman Empire, and so. In fact, we have not really thought about it, and we do not see the point in it. We just make music the way we feel, because the Scandinavian, Northern, and other ethnical, old traditional musical tradition, we were very respecting to this culture and tradition, and we are like to work with this music. And in the first, when Midland was born, and we, from the first, we started to move in more and more and more to the north, and mixing it with our Siberian traditional culture.
So you're also telling the stories from your backyard. So could you summarize for us the legend of Kante from the Ugra song?
Yes, Ugra has become a special song for us, as this is our dedication, our respect to ancient Siberia, our homeland. Signed, it was in antique time, the lands of the western and central part of Siberia were called Ugra, Ugorian land. It's an ancient name of Siberia. Of course, Siberia, it's a word, it's a Russian word. Siberia, it's when Russian people came here. But before it, the native tribes called this land Ugra. And Ugra is ancient name of Siberia. The Ugra, it's ancestral home of the several European peoples. It's a Finland, Finnish people. It's the Finno-Ugorian language. It's from Siberia, and Hungarians, because Hungarian, it's the Hungarian, it's a word from the Ugra. It's one basis, and Hungarian people, they just it was the nomadic tribes who moving in fifth century. The Ugorian tribes moving with the Attila and Guns, moving from the Siberia to the west and coming to Europe. And of course, it's Sami people on the north of Scandinavia. So Ugra, it's based on the ancient legend of Siberian native tribe Khanty. It tells the story of seventh guardian spirits of the land, of this land where the tribe lives. At the beginning and at the end of the songs, a real ritual chant of the spirit sounds, which the shaman ask spirits to be kind to the people, help people, and keep the land of the tribe.
And maybe an entire album with Siberian folk tales. Did you think about it?
I do not rule out that is possible, but so far we have not planned for it.
And Ritual is ending with an instrumental track called Blood of the North. So did you have some specific images when you started working on this song? Something to create the right atmosphere?
Yes, because Blood of the North, it's just one song on the Ritual album, totally composing by me, and I just inspired by the music that Natasha made for this album. I'm just sitting in our studio and hear this album from the first song to the last song, and it was the so I can say the Blood of the North song. It's inspiration. It's my inspiration from the album Ritual, and this is why we decided to make this instrumental composition to the final of the album. It's just totally inspiration from the album, must be in the final.
And Ritual is going to be promoted in a tour with Equilibrium and Korpiklani, and you are going to play 3 shows in Poland. So what can we expect from them?
Yes, well, I think everything is clear here. Our new concert program is primarily based on the songs from the new album Ritual. So this is a good reason to present this album in a live, his epicness and energy and live emotion of these songs for the people, and of course for Poland.
And back in the day, Jone from Korpiklani sang on a single version of Sorto Not Ani song. So are you planning to play it live during the tour?
Yes, we have some ideas, and I think we will do it someday. But right now, it's borders. We have some problems with moving with free travels. So, but I think we will make it because yes, I think it's one of the greatest songs with because Jone is amazing vocalist and musician, and it will be interesting experience.
And since you're gonna play in Poland, so what about the live version of Zapachniało jesienią?
Yes, we had the plans for last year's. Yeah, it was. We played 3 years ago. We played on Castle Party Festival. It's near from near from Wrocław. Yes, not far from Wrocław. Yes, in Bolków Castle. Yes, and last year when we recorded this song, and the man from the Castle Party wrote to us, guys, you must be here again and we must sing this song. Yes, of course, this is one of, I can say the Vedzmin, yes, it's correct.
Yes, Witcher.
Yes, Witcher. Wiedźmin, yes. This is one of our favorite books, and we really love the old Polish series with Michał Żebrowski. Yes, it's a really great soundtrack in this series. And we wanted to record a song in Polish for a long time, since Natasha has Polish roots, and this is Polish music and language is an integral part of the history of her family. This song is our tribute to the beauty of the Polish language, history, and culture. Therefore, this song, this song is very melodic and deep, very soulful and sincere. And yes, and Natasha, I think you agree, Natasha performed this song. It's very beautiful and it's very cool. Yeah.
It's interesting that Grzegorz Ciechowski, who composed the song, is one of the most known Polish rock musicians with Republika, but not many people recognize the soundtrack to Wiedźmin. It wasn't a very good show.
Yes.
Great cast, but it wasn't a very good show. But the music was exceptional.
Yes, of course, yes.
And in 2022, you're going to play on some major festivals like Wacken, ridiculously big Hellfest. So, is there any show that you particularly want to?
So we are just looking forward to when the world will return to normal and all these events will become possible. We are really miss the touring life, real live shows and travels and over the world. And I don't know, but for us, we are when it was when the world was normal, we spent a lot of time on the touring and travel all over the world, and we already 1.5 year we just sitting here in small town in Siberia. It's something crazy. It's not normal. We are really missed for it.
And do you prefer these large scale festivals like Wacken or Hellfest, or do you prefer the smaller clubs with distinctive atmosphere?
It's not so matter the large scale festival or small clubs. 'Cause of course, yes, we don't play in the pubs or bars because it's not place for our music. It must be in any case. It must be the place for this music. But for us, it's not principal the playing on the stage for the 5,000 people or on the stage for just for 200 or 300 people. It's no problem. We are in any case we like to make it.
And in one of the interviews, you told that back in the day, in your hometown in Kalache, in Siberian, rock musician was treated like garbage.
Yeah.
How did it change over the years? How people in your hometown now see you and metal?
So little has changed. Yes, for the local people, we're just some strange people. Our family, well, with our yes, we are very strange for the people living around us. Well, except for our family and close friends. It's just many people here still live in. I don't know. I I hope you understand that people here. It's a very small town. It's a big village. It's not small town. It's big village, and people here still live in a Soviet time, like in Soviet Union. It's really it's in their mind, Soviet, and some kind of orthodox thinking in this regard. Therefore, we simply limited the circle of our communication here to a minimum, and so.
And Natasha is also singing in a dark electro band called Kiberspask. So how did this project start?
So Kiberspask, it's hers, is Natasha's alter ego. Its project was music, does not fit into the framework of our Nitland, and therefore Kiberspask was created more aggressive in sound and concept. She just finished the second album, and I think it will. I don't know when it will release, but we just waiting news from her label. But yes, Kiberspask was created 2 years ago when we touring, and in tours we have the day offs, and she just sitting and make some experiments with the music, electronic and more aggressive. But in any case, it's based on the folklore and traditional. It's on the fairy tales, on Russian fairy tales. It's like just the Witcher, like the Wiedźmin, by only in music. It's about the same characters, I can say.
So that's all that we have prepared. So the last words are for you. You can say something to Polish fans, maybe promote Polish concerts.
Yes, we promote the concert in Poland. No, we have a lot of friends in Poland, and yes, it's if I will be clear, it's one of the one of the most beautiful time and memories in our touring. It's with Poland, because we really like to play concerts in Poland, and we have a lot of friends there, and we have a lot of we have spent time, in the Warsaw and Krakow and Wrocław, Poznan. So, and we just want to back to the touring, playing concert and meet again our friends and people around of the world, and especially in Poland, of course.
And unfortunately, in autumn there will be probably fourth wave of coronavirus. So let's hope it's gonna be okay.
Yes, we. In any case, we do all what we can do for the autumn fall tour or October tour. We must tour this autumn already. We already work on it.
So thank you.
I think
so. Thank you for your time. I will let you know when the interview is gonna be published. Can you send me some promo photos of Nitland, of you and Natasha, so we can use in the publication?
Instagram.
Okay, I will check the Instagram, and then I will do photo credit for all of these photos. So again, thank you for your time, and good night.
Good night.
What hour is in Siberia?
It's 11 p.m.
So yes. we have 7.
Yes, I know. Just 4 hours difference, time difference.
Okay, so thank you for your time, and
thank you.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night.